Some people say, you are telling us to go within. Who will do the work outside? You're telling me to do meditation. I have to run my business. I have to take care of my family. I have to take care of my children. Are you suggesting that we renounce all our duties, responsibilities, obligation that we have, and just start a selfish journey into your own self? Good question. No, I've never suggested that you give up responsibilities and obligations. You have to go through them. You have to do them. If you don't do it, I assure you will have to come back again to do it. Therefore, the spiritual path that these masters tell us does not say run away from your responsibilities and obligations in this world. It says perform them as effectively as you can. There is a saying, the Lord Krishna said, Yoga Karma Su Kaushalam, which means true yoga, true union with the self arises when you can act here in the most skillful way without expecting a reward for it, just to clear your account. Act as skillfully as you can, whatever talents you have. Use those talents to fulfill your responsibilities. Therefore, which is our dera, which is our ashram, which is our institute where we have to go? This world where we are fulfilling our obligations. Right in the middle of this world. Right in the middle of doing all our jobs. Maybe I'm emphasizing it too much because only a few hours ago I took over 3 new jobs. I became the chairman and CEO of a company I founded long ago called All Star Foods Incorporated. I became chairman and CEO of another company called Mirabai Products that had a trade secret, which is my secret I don't share with people. When I don't share it, becomes more secret. And then there's a skincare company called Haute Green Beauty Incorporated. I took over the leadership of that company. I'll be very busy running 3 corporations. It will not interfere at all with my spiritual journey. Remember, these things that you do here are being done with your mind, with your body, with your skills learned through these. What the spiritual journey is a response with love and devotion to something more real than anything. Both go together. You do not have to separate anything. So do your duties as best as you can. If you want to understand the very basis of how these duties come about, I can explain it as explained by several teachers earlier. There is a law prevailing called the law of karma, law of cause and effect. That all the obligations we think have fallen upon us have been created by us in previous times, maybe previous lives, maybe earlier in this life. And they have to be paid off. Whatever we have created, we have sown certain seed, fruit will come, good or bad. When we do something with intention which is good, I want to help that person, it becomes a good karma. Supposing you only have an intention, I want to do this good, but you didn't go and get the opportunity to do good. You still created a good karma. Supposing you actually do the good, the karma gets multiplied. Supposing you have an intention to do something bad, but you don't do it, you change your mind, karma is still created. What happens with this good karma and bad karma which our mind decides and divides? The moral code of what is good and what is bad is not a universal code at all. Look at history. All these codes have changed. Look at the universe in different countries, different cultures. The codes are different. The moral code is being determined by the way we have grown up in this particular life and the society we have grown up with, parents we have grown up with, religions we have grown up with. They have imposed these assumptions of moral code in us. But it works like this, that whatever your moral code has been accepted by the mind, when you are having intentions and actions based on that, you are deciding at that time. Your mind is telling, your conscience is telling, that part, subtle part of your mind, which determines moral codes, this was good. Good thing you did. This was bad, shouldn't have done it. It's all in your own mind. And that very thing creates good and bad karma. So this good and bad karma leads to a result of punishment and reward. The whole system is based on punishment and reward. Good brings reward, punishment brings hurtful pain, suffering. So we are all going through this process because of this law of karma. It's a big law. So we are obliged to fulfill this. That is why if you know that what your karma is requiring you to do is like a debt to be paid because you owed it from previous actions and intentions of yours, isn't it good to pay off cheerfully and say, good has come, I accept cheerfully. Bad has come, I accept cheerfully, I'm clearing my accounts. If you look at it like that, you will be able to put up both with good and bad karma very effectively without losing your peace of mind and without losing your temper about things. Otherwise, we are angry with God. Why this karma on me? God did not impose the karma on us. It's just a law here. It's just a local law made by our minds. And we are just playing it out. But let us play it as cheerfully as we can. We can make our life very cheerfully. Consider the debts we have to pay as paid. How happy we are happy when we have a loan to repay and we are cleared. Really big relief. That is how we should feel the relief. Then a karma is paid and it's off. If we look at it like that, a lot of our attitudes will change.